you have too many options. You have too many options, and this may be what's keeping you from achieving your dream reality. But first, hi, my name is Sheila Noel, and thank you so much for this conversation. Oftentimes, you have so much to give. You have so much passion, so many passions that you don't know which way to actually go. So let's talk about this a little bit, right? If you have 10 businesses and they all require your attention to start them up, and you're doing it alone, you have to understand it's not the thing about doing it alone. It's how you manage your time, right? Because now if you are an entrepreneur and then you have people that assist you, I'm only speaking to you who actually are either doing a lot of stuff alone, you are a solopreneur, or you are getting into the path of being that. So if that's you, all right, we need to talk. It's good to have a lot of passion. It's good to have a lot of things that you are interested in. You should. You are human. But in order for you to see something come into fruition, you need to start making a decision. By that I mean choosing. And here's why. So the cons for this are, like I said before, you put your focus towards so many things. In my country, they say "Qui s'est gaillé, pas fait mal," which actually means, when you put so many, it's kind of gruesome, it's kind of gross, but the general gist of this is you put things, you put puddles, you put water in different places. It's not gonna make a big puddle, right? It's just too spread out. It's too dispersed that you are not going to amount to anything. So I understand because I've been through it. I have a lot of things that I want to do, but now I see that if I refrain myself, not refrain in a way that I'm not going to get to them, I just put them on the back burner for now until I accomplish one thing from my list of goals. Let me explain. So for me, I've been researching a lot of things to do in order for you to get to the path that you want to go to. And what I realized is many entrepreneurs, many people that are starting out by themselves, they try to follow the rule of doing one thing for their money, career, or things like that, one thing for their relationships, one thing for their health, and also one thing for their joys. So if you get into these categories and try to achieve one particular goal in each category, that may help you, it will help you structure your mind a little bit more, and then you will see the accumulated effort that you put in, you will see more results towards that. So let's talk about money, right? So if you have a business and you have a goal for that business, if you put your energy towards achieving that, right, your focus will be centered on preparing your time, like time management. What do I need to do for this business to grow? What am I lacking? Incorporating all of the data that you are that you have gotten in the past, so that you can put all this knowledge into that particular business, so that it can amount to something. And then you can see the accumulated efforts, and you see some form of result, and then you can maneuver and pivot after you see what sort of improvement you need in that particular business. Now, in terms of relationship, this is something that we all deal with, right? We have family, we have loved ones, we have friendships. So one person mentioned recently that, you know, you can't, like, and it's true, you need people around you, and sometimes you need people for different things. Some friends are there to literally give you some form of joy, to give you a release. And your family, sometimes they don't understand what you're going through in terms of, let's say if you have a business, they don't know what you're going through. They won't see it until you succeed. And that is normal, and that is for actually the rest of the world, not just your family or friends. Nobody will understand what you're going through, the growing pains, the nights, the sleepless nights, or even, you know, all of this trials and tribulations, growing pains, it's the same thing, that you've went through throughout the years, because they don't see, they can't understand it. It's your journey, it's your vision. So of course they will support you, some of them, but you are the only one that can hold that dream until it comes to realization, right? Not them. They want the best for you, but they will never understand until you bring that sort of dream into fruition. And when you do that as well, you know, because you are on the process of building this goal, let's talk about business, right? Let's talk about your career also. So you alone are right now piecing things together. So how are you to expect somebody that has never done this before, or not the same way that you are thinking about, right? They probably do not have the lifestyle that you want. So how can you expect them to understand? You have to put yourself in their position as well, and give them grace. Give yourself grace, and give them some grace as well, so that you know, make sure that you don't burn bridges. And we all have to learn, you know, from those things. But in life, people are here for some people are here for specific things. Some people are here to just help you through 1 minute of your life, to kind of help you decompress, and others are for different things, maybe to be on that journey with you in terms of your business and things like that. So keep a broader mind. And when we go into time management, I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but there are so many things to do in terms of time management, and so many gurus are talking about it on YouTube. So there's not much that I can just guide you through how it's helped me, so that it can also help you. But in terms of time management, and I know that we say that it's not good to time manage, you know, things in your relationship, but if you think about it this way, if you put everything in a calendar where it is actually fixed, it can give you more time in order for you to celebrate it with loved ones. Let's say your business, what you do for your business, you are strict with it. And then things that you do for your health, you are strict with it as well. And then you put time to spend with your family, your loved ones, your, significant other. That makes it so that when you are present in that very moment, you give, all of your energy, you dedicate your energy to those important things, because they are important. Let's not forget. But so is you growing your wealth. So is growing making sure that you are healthy, so that you can actually support them, and so that you can fulfill your purpose. So it's all about really being diligent in all of the things that you're doing, and time management is a big thing in that. If you guys want, we can talk about that a little bit more in another video, but I'm pretty sure there are so many great videos out there that do share that on YouTube, and I recommend that you find the best one and then you just stick to that one. Don't go and like look at a lot of other, just stick to one and then like repeat. It's all about, limiting the distractions, because as I mentioned before, you don't have if you are here, you are ambitious, you have passion, you have dreams, and you want to accomplish them. And this is not like, there's no way that you're lazy. It's just your brain is too stimulated, and in this day and age, it's actually, it makes it harder sometimes to not be stimulated with everything out there, with social media, with your phone being on you like 24/7, honestly. So you get like the attention that you get, your attention span becomes weaker and weaker if you don't train it to be a little bit stronger, if you understand what I mean. So make sure that you limit the distractions. And when I say distractions, we spoke about it a little bit, where if you do follow a video about time management, you get a list of so many things that you can choose from. Try to, and this is where you get like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, there's so many things. Calm down, choose one, and then start over. Do this over and over, review the video, write it down, and actually implement what they're saying. Oops, this is the thing about black, having black things, you get lint all over. Anyway, apologies. So yeah, what else do I have for you guys? So for me, one of the things, if I were to say one of the things that can help with the distraction part, is time management. And I think you've heard me say this many times. Find a way to get back to center. And I think I mentioned that in all of my videos, going back to center, doing your breath work, doing some form of thing that can help you get grounded. Because with every distraction that is out there, with all of the emotions that you're going through, you need to figure out a way to actually be ahead of what your emotion is about to do. What that means is, when you are going to work, right? Make sure that you try to regulate your system. Make sure that you try to calm your heart, your body down, calm yourself in general, so that you can be prepared for whatever work has to, has to offer. And then when you do that as well, your perspective of work changes. It shifts, because it's like, oh, it's actually not so bad, or it's a challenge. What can I do in this moment to make myself better? And in difficult situations, especially when dealing with people and difficult people, you can, when you do your breath work, when you find your center, it doesn't have to be just breath work. I do that. I say that because it helps me. It gives you some form of, how can I say this? Like, it's kind of like a shield. It's a shield because it protects your immediate reaction, which you would otherwise not, if you were not centered, what you would do. like instantly. And given it's okay sometimes when you just you have these reactions that are just unexpected, and then you lose control. You're human, that's fine. But in order for you to limit these reactions, you need to go back to center, and that way you are ahead of time, where you're like, I am not going to allow this person to make me get to their level, right? Because if you know who you are, you know your morals, you know your value, your virtue, you cannot stoop to other people's level. And I mean it in the best way possible, because we have different education, and you cannot let an angry person make you angry, or you cannot let, you know, an a-hole make you become one as well. This is not you, right? Of course, you have to learn to defend yourself and to, you know, stand up and not let people walk all over you. There are times and moments and strategic ways to make that happen. So this is why I'm saying I went out of tangent, but the moral of this video is, you know, you don't have a ambition problem. You don't have a, you know, you're not lazy. You're not, you know, you have way too much anyway, and it's great. But now you just need to pick one and go for it, and say, all right, so this year or this 3 months, I'm going to put my focus towards this one particular goal, and make sure that your calendar is actually set. I was recently learning about some zodiac signs, and I mean, I know a little bit about some zodiac signs, but what I'm referring to is, we as humans, we have all zodiac signs. We can adapt all zodiac signs to our personality. But one of the zodiac signs, in my opinion, that really has organization, they're very meticulous in terms of organization, and I want to embody this, is Virgo. They are, oh my gosh, I have a cousin who is a Virgo, and honestly, it's like, all right, my schedule is there, this is this is that, and you learn from these signs, right? So try to embody in whatever era that you are, try to embody a zodiac sign that you admire, you know, for your current situation. If you lack confidence, let's say, maybe a Leo may be somebody that you can, you know, look up to. Or if you lack softness, let's say a Cancer person can give you that. So try to adapt to your situation. And I think this video is long enough, but I hope that you get the message of this video. So limit your distractions, limit everything that you have around you, and plan like a freaking Virgo. All right, so that's all that I have for you today. And if you'd like to take a look at some of the products that I make candles that do help you in your journey to regulating your nervous system. So it helps with this journey, and I will put the link down below. So until then, my friend, you got this.